I have cried on YouTube. I have laughed. I have talked to inspirational people. I've seen things over the last decade that was unbeknownst to me. Didn't know that the reality held this many things. Yet, it has been a mystery because I have been doing this for almost 10 years, more than. And even though I've been consistent, even though I've done all the things, I've even tried doing the things hardcore and I've been trying to do things lax. I haven't seen the things that other people talk about, and I have a few theories about that. You see, I talk about development, holistic development. I talk about human development, and I talk about using psychedelics in that development. I talk about how plant medicine and nature and how wisdom of ancient times would help us in creating a more sustainable future for the people coming after us. I've talked about systemic failure. I've talked about creating freedom, forging legacies. I've talked about so many different things that it's now coming to a point where I have no idea what I have not talked about. It's just an ever evolving thing at this point, and I wouldn't be without it. YouTube changed my life because I started this whole thing without a goal. It was just in the PewDiePie days, of 2012 or whatever. And I wanted to create gaming videos. So I started to create videos where I was scared on camera. I remember using those very old ways of creating. FAP, is that what we called it? We had different technology back then. OBS was not a thing. And a file for the first ones I created was about 4 hours or 4 minutes long, but it could be 4 GB big. It was one of those, what the heck are you doing? It took ages because the internet back then was also different. I feel ancient when I'm talking about these things, but time passed and I got into the development part. And as many would know, I come from a very special and colorful past. I have had $4 million in debt to my name. I've had inoperable blood clots and blood diseases that I also kind of cured with epigenetics and other things that I learned through falling into the quantum physics rabbit hole and the plant medicine, psychedelic meditation, all those things. It just changed my life. It changed me anatomically. It changed me mentally. It changed me metaphysically. It changed me in ways that I didn't really comprehend. And as I continued to document, other things took place. Like I met my first coach, and I had a 100-day challenge. And during that challenge, which none of the videos really took off, even though some of them were well produced, other videos were literally this chair just sitting there for 10 seconds and saying, still counts, and nothing in terms of a tag or thumbnail or anything. Just, that's what I'm doing this day, right? Just create. But during that, my family was deported, and I went through a vulnerability phase where I was so transparent that there was nothing left to hide. I had nothing left to keep from anyone. I had shared everything from my life. Everything that I had gone through, I had just shared online for everyone to see. So there was nothing to really attack me on. And then I started the whole holistic development with psychedelics more intentionally and consciously, and I'm now the admin of probably the biggest group in Scandinavia on the topic. I've been on TV, I've written books, I have met people, authors, researchers, doctors, patients, and enthusiasts. Just so many different wonderful, magical people that it changed my life forever, and I would never be without it. I would recommend everyone to start doing YouTube, not for the sake of views, because I think I'm also a proof. I'm a confirmation that even though your channel doesn't blow up and you become this quote unquote influencer, you can still change your life because I have gone to a level of honesty, authenticity, And just the level of communication is so different now compared to what it was before, that it's a skill that will always serve me. My life will never be the same because I'm now able to communicate different than what I was back then. I actually saw one of my earlier videos yesterday, and it was cringe in the way that cringe is meant to be. Like, it hurt, physically hurt to see that video, but at the same time, that's an emotional anchor. It's a documented milestone. It is a place in history where I can go back and just see where I came from. And that is precious because I can also show this to my kids. I've talked about things on camera and online and offline, published and unpublished. I've said things that really shows who I am at the core. And because of that, my kids are now able to basically get to know me if I was to leave this plane, you know? And that has changed me forever. The community that we have in the Legacy Forge is a thriving small pocket of the internet where people can find safety and just feel like they matter. They can be who they are. They can really be welcomed and accepted for who and what they are. And there are some interesting people, from normal people to shamans and witches and everything in between. YouTube changed my life. And I would highly recommend anyone, and I've seen this now more than before, that people start recommending uploading these real talk videos to YouTube. This goes from people in, 15, 18, 20 year young people up to the 40s and beyond. People in the 60s and 70s who's sharing their wisdom from a life well lived. Because we need it. At this point, people need to share their wisdom so that other people can listen to some actual advice, some valuable wisdom, because there is too much superficiality today. That's my opinion. Too much just surface level bullshit. And I think that we are now starved of the real. So I would forever just recommend people, if not to YouTube, share your thoughts. Put up a camera and just see what happens. Record yourself. If you do upload it to YouTube, well done. Well done. Because I know that the fear of posting something of you online, something real of you, it demands something special. And for those people who do that, you have my eternal respect. I know what it takes. I know where it can take you. And I know what it took to go through that. Well done. I guess I don't have anything to say. This is a clear-cut example of what I could do. Just sit there and just talk to the camera of some complete nonsense or some random thought. And just, well, I'm just going to upload this. No, not a tag. Not even a decent title sometimes. But it's what fuels me. And the right people finds me. And because of those people, my life has meaning. You would be shocked if you knew how little it takes for you to show another person a route that you didn't even intend to show them, but it could change their life. One thought, one sentence, a few strings of words said at the right time, and you changed a life. That's pretty magical. I hope you're having a fantastic, magical, and epic day. As I've said for 10 years almost now, take care of your freaking family, and I will see you in the next one. Subscribe. Show me if the time has come for this old-ass YouTube channel to see the light of the world. That would be interesting.